Hello my friends and welcome back to another video where today I have some more exclusive photos and videos from the set of the Amazon Lord of the Rings TV series. All photos were taken from Camus Film Studios in Auckland, and as you can tell from the title, I also have some pictures of a massive built up real life village / town set. By massive I mean massive, and we'll be looking at that as well. Amazon around their sets are really secretive and cover most good angles for shots, but we still have some good and groundbreaking photos for you guys, and remember, this will be the first thing / place we have seen so far from the Amazon Lord of the Rings TV series, and it's going to be here. I will start with going through the video, as it's hard to get a view of the best angle as it isn't always the best quality. But then after I've shown you guys the video and taken you guys through it, I will show some more clearer and still photos as well. With enough said, let's get into it. Firstly, here is a picture that shows an overview of the back set of Camus Film Studios. So, if you guys can see at the right of the screen, you see some white studios, and that's the indoor studios for the Amazon in Auckland right now. But then a bit to the left of those white studios on the right side of your screen, you can see some massive containers tiled on top of each other, and that's to stop the public view of seeing the actual water tanks where Amazon filmed Numenorian scenes, and you can actually see a bit of these water tanks to the left of these containers, and that massive green thing there, as we'll see in a close-up picture in a second, is where they film water and Numenorian based scenes. So, hopefully from that, I hope you guys could tell how big Camus Film Studios is currently in Auckland, and how big the production indoors and outdoors is for the Amazon Lord of the Rings TV series. But enough of that admin bit out of the way. I know you guys probably want to see the next part, where you can see on screen right now. I'm going to show the start of a video which I'm going to take you guys through and explain to you guys how this village / set piece Amazon are currently using and have built themselves, how it works. So let's get right into it. So we're going to start down here. We're going through the trees. Now I want for you guys to see this wooden fencing. So why is this so important? I teased it yesterday as well. Well, this is actually blocking to the public what is on the other side, and that is that village / town set. And from that, hopefully you guys can already see width-wise and a bit height-wise how big this village / town actually is. But as you can go forward now, as you can see, it's 20, maybe 15, 20 feet, maybe even higher going across it now. But now I want to go on to the next bit, which is, as you can see through these forests, I saw a little glimpse there, is the first bit of these village houses or town houses. So, the reason I'm showing you guys this is, you can see a glimpse there. You can't see it that well because the trees are in the way, but you can see a bit of the roof and a bit of the scaffolding holding it up as we're seeing the back of these sets. But you'll see why it's really interesting. As we go forward now, and here it is. Here is the only real glimpse we have of this village / town set. So, as you can see, it's massive and goes all from here. You can see it goes all the way down there. And I'd like to show you guys in proportion how big this actually is, because it may not seem that on just a little video like this. But if you go back to this fencing over here, as you can see, it goes all the way down there. And then when we go back round, you can see that this is the wooden fencing, goes all the way down there. And yes, you can see how big this village / set, this or town actually is. And Amazon, you can see the amount of money Amazon has spent, because this has all been built by Amazon themselves. And maybe this is a good thing. Maybe we won't be seeing as many green screen scenes. So yeah, we'll be analysing and seeing in a bit, theorising what this place could be. But I just want to show you guys how this actually looks like right now, because my source said that this is an encircling village / town, so it's basically either 180 or a 360, and I explain how that works. So as you can see here, as I mentioned earlier, you can barely see the right village house on the right, not the left, because the left one is what you can see right about there-ish. So yeah, as you go across, this yellow container here is actually blocking this village slash building. And then what happens after is that village turns right and goes back down. As you can see, all the containers here are blocking it. So this is probably the back of the village, and it turns right and goes down. Then as we go back up here, as you can see about there, you see the village goes all the way down to the left. And then it turns right and goes round. So from this side here, it turns and goes down this way, and then the same on the other side, it goes down this way, but on the opposite side. And I'll tell you why, and that's what my source said, is because as you can see in the background on the left, you can see behind that green crane, it's actually a yellow crane, which has things on the top which actually stops the clouds from getting in, apparently. So yeah, that is where they film half of the scenes for that set, and the other half of filming for that set is here. So yeah, you got the rigs at the top, that's what I was referring to. So yeah, so half of the filming happens on this side of the village and half of the filming happens on that side of the village. And according to my source, he wasn't able to get a picture of it at the time as he was driving. This village set circles around, so it's got this back bit here, and from this village house here you can see it will start to turn right and goes down here. And you can see a bit of the other rooftops from here as well. As you can see, it's a continuation of this massive village. And from first glimpse, I thought it looks a bit like Winterfell. I know some of you might not be happy with that, of course, as it's a Game of Thrones reference, but it is quite interesting how it looks. And as you can see, it looks like a tree trunk sort of thing on top as well. But yeah, you can see above the yellow container, all those brown things you can see on top of it is actually the roofs of the other village. So you can see how massive this village slash town actually is. So yeah, this is really interesting. So hopefully that shows you guys how big this set actually is, and I'd like to stress that this is all man-made. This has been made all for the show. It looks like it does cost a lot of money because this is massive, and I've tried to show how big this actually is. As you can remember from that wooden fencing, it's that big and that wide as well. And as you can see, the main thing you can see here, these are zoomed in photos. I will show more enhanced photos after these ones, but I just want to show again. And another thing that I want to bring up is, think of a semicircle, then think of the top of a semicircle is the round bit, and that is what we're looking at mainly right now. And then from this, all my source had said, who actually seen this and wasn't able to record the other bit because it was blocked off, but he got a little glimpse. And from each side of this, as for example here, this yellow container is blocking the other bit that I showed you earlier from the woods. So that continues from this yellow container, it continues down to the right. So that goes all the way down like a semicircle. So this is the top bit here, and it's going down. And the same on the other side where the other crane with the rig is on in the background, as you can even see there. So yeah, they're forming on both sides of this massive town, which means it's either a 180-degree town where it goes round halfway, or they maybe done it even maybe 360, so they made a virtual town in Auckland, New Zealand right now. And I believe we'll go into a second about what this may be, but I believe this is probably going to be a man. This does not look elven, it looks like a man-made village or town. And I say village or town because we can't really depict from these pictures what it actually is. But this is the first bit we've ever seen from the Lord of the Rings show so far. So this village or town will be in the show. And maybe this is the closest you're going to get to a trailer for a long time as well. So yeah, here's a bit of a back of it as well. Just showing how, I can't stress enough how enormous it actually is, because I know it's quite hard to see in video, but it is actually in real life. This is like to scale. Everything here is in fact to scale. Now as we continue, I am showing what I believe are the best actually quality videos showing probably how big this actually is, this town slash set. But now I want to discuss what this could actually be. So this is, as I said earlier, the first thing that we have seen from the Amazon show, and of course this has not come from Amazon, it's come from me. See, this is the first ever set pictures. I know I had some backdrops in, I believe, last year, but this is physical, real life structures. So yeah, this, and I was talking to someone who works for production and crew for not Lord of the Rings, but prominent films and movies, and that person said that you need a really big budget in order to make something as big as this, because we're probably only seeing what I believe is about 20-25% of this whole village, because as I've stressed earlier how much it goes down to the left and to the right, so it's basically an encircling village, so Amazon is using that. So back to the question, what could this be? Well, I believe from this it does not look elven at all, and I can't really say we could see any elven locations. I don't really think we could say it's really anything. Maybe Mythlond could be the only real child, but I don't think it'd be that dark. As you can see as well, the roofs are quite, they look, there isn't really bright, it's more dark, like more grim in fact. Maybe more like a medieval village slash town. One thing it could be is maybe Ost in Edhill. Maybe potentially that's the only thing, and the reason I've said that is because on the right over the containers there was some dome shaped roofs, so maybe that could be looking at that, but I quite doubt that. And also I most likely believe, could it be an Umbar port slash village? It could be maybe something from the Harad. There's so many places it can be, but I think that we're pretty set it can be there. And also it could be places in Enedwaith or Minhiriath as well. There's just so many places, men places this could actually be, and it's quite hard to tell from just these photos what it could be. And just to prove that this is actually the set and where Amazon are currently filming, here is the entrance to their set and production area. And here are some pictures I'll be showing as well of some of the trailers, which is quite interesting, is where some of the staff and crew and actors are currently staying. And here are some close-up photos from the other side of Camus Film Studios, and that is what my source who took this photo and these photos and videos told me. So yeah, this is on the other side, so this is on the complete other side. And he said he got quite lucky as he got quite close up, as you can see from these pictures. And you can see that Amazon looks like here digging up the ground and using so many outdoor filming locations for scenes for the show in Auckland and at their set. And I'd like to say they're using lots of cranes and they're using rigs at the top. And when I was speaking to that person earlier who works on film slash shows, they say that these specific rigs are to stop the clouds from getting caught up in the shots, or stop from like the weather above from affecting the scene. So yeah, they're showing that a lot of outdoor filming is actually happening here in the back sets of Camus Film Studios. So I think I made this comparison earlier where, remember how Minas Tirith and the Hornburg were made for the shows, they were all physically made. Of course, not the entire thing, that would be ludicrous, but like the main bits that were kept going back to in the movies. And it, of course, is not on the same level here, because this is different costs, etc. But I think it's the best comparison that we can make. So you can see that Amazon have spent a lot of money actually building all these sets, and this is probably looks like one of their more expensive ones. As you can see how they were built up, even from the bits that weren't probably shown in shot, as we could see, you can see though how much detail were put into them as well. So that is all I have for today's video, guys. I will try and continue getting you guys some more exclusive and up-to-date news around this show, as I know Amazon are being quite secretive right now, and I hope you guys enjoyed these photos. I don't want to keep saying this, but like at all really, but it does take quite a lot of actually planning and being able to get photos like these. So yeah, and thank you guys for the support as well. I really appreciate it. My overall thoughts from this is that these are probably man-made, as I've said probably numerous times now, and maybe it could be a Umbar port, maybe Harad port, maybe this could be a Harad town, but they've built up, apparently according to my source I said earlier, they bought it up or built this up to, and it's probably cost a lot of production costs, that it has to be a relevant part of the show, or a bit that the show's going to go back to a lot. So, and I'd like to say as well that these photos were taken 4 weeks ago, so I'm not sure if these are actually up anymore. But so yeah, these have been up for quite a long while, but I've taken these photos. I didn't take them myself, I don't live in New Zealand, but my source took these photos 4 to 5 weeks ago. So what I've shown you here will be a relevant part of the show. I believe, and clearly you can see it as well. And just maybe historically as well, these are the first photos that have come out of sets coming out and have been leaked from the show. So yeah, maybe that's a monumental thing as well. But I don't want to share this as like, oh, my thing. This is our thing, as this channel at the end of the day is fellowship of fans. It's not, I don't want to claim this as just like, oh, I've done it, we've all done this together. So yeah, I also want to thank everyone so far and really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. But until the next video, my friends, goodbye.